Hey, Robot, man. Hold on, let me set the thumbnail up, man. They going crazy up in the background, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hold
That's
on.
babies, ain't it?
Oh yeah. It's all Hakeem and Haru and these guys. Hold on, I'm gonna switch to my laptop. Let me yeah, hey, look, I think I found that tape you was talking about because now I can put it out now since I don't got the copyrights. So I'm gonna put that tape out on the flags. But I know how to do
Okay.
it now. So I don't get copyright. I gotta make sure I edit the video, every video. I can't just download it and load it right back up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So you pretty good to go in. Hold on, let me get the thumbnail up there for them guys, man. For these
And then
guys.
remember, we got to go back to we got to pick up where we left off at. We got to go back
Okay.
to the pictures.
Okay, I still got it. I still got it. Hold up. Where is that folder? Man, I hope that folder didn't get deleted, bro. Oh yeah, man. I'm really I'm crunched for time. Trying to get up in here, but I got time tonight. I ain't got to go nowhere now. But I had to come back from the store.
Mm-hmm.
We got it, man. Yaku's drafted beans. Revisit part 3 with the brother Rod Haynes. Free Larry Hoover, man. We in the building, bro. We put this down like it ain't nothing, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Hold on, man. And you can go ahead, go in. I'm setting up the thumbnail, and then once I get everything, the thumbnail put in, you can keep going. And then I'm gonna switch to my laptop. That way we can load the pictures for you. If you want to go
Yeah,
in
I'm
and
trying to
bring
see.
them in. And
I'm
that one
trying to see
drop of
why I can't
blood,
see.
though. That you said that.
Go
Remember,
ahead.
you said that one drop of blood, and
Mm-hmm.
I did some research on that stuff, and we saw the 1/16, the 1/16 of Native American. You got 1/16 of Native American blood. You classify, or is it 125 or some 1/4? You classified as a Native American. Is that related to what you was talking about when you talking about the one?
So, is we hot now on YouTube?
Huh?
Are we hot now on YouTube?
Yeah. We live, man. We live at 5, bro. We live.
Okay, let me put my blunt up.
We on. We
All
home.
right.
We all hot, man.
Okay, look.
We got 'em on up.
The one drop of blood is Anunnaki bloodline
Okay.
for cleaning up the genetics.
Okay.
Right now, remember, in the garden, they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil,
Uh huh.
but they wouldn't let them eat from the tree of eternal life.
Uh huh.
All right, so
Uh-huh.
the tree of eternal life is that one drop of Anunnaki blood they need in order to be able to evolve to higher consciousness.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the being they created, Lulu Amalu, the primitive worker, wasn't originally a pale skinned creation. They were originally what we call the sign or the
Uh-huh.
twat. Okay, so they were the ones that was working in the mines of Manadapa and Rafali in South Africa. Remember Baba
Uh-huh.
teach about that?
Uh-huh.
All right,
Uh-huh.
these were the ones who were working for Inky. All right, now the ones who they created with the defect was created in on Mount Sinai. That's why they say we live in sin, but they're not talking to us.
Uh-huh.
The sin they talking about is Ninner sin. You know who Ninner sin is, right?
I think ain't that one of Enlil's children?
Yeah. So
Okay.
even I'm not sure if he is direct son, but what he is to him is he is his science guy
Okay.
and his strategist. His military general is his son Marduk, named after Inky's son Murdoch.
Okay.
So they using the names to confuse who's doing what. Right? So it's a big shuffle. Right? So in the Anunnaki know that when they came down here and began to tamper with the genetics, that the only remedy if they make a mistake would be to give them one drop of Anunnaki blood, which would give them what you call eternal life.
All right, go ahead. I'm with you.
Okay, now the original, what we call Earthborn, like children of Inanna and Inky, right? The Earthborn, they already had it in the form of mitochondria. But the carbon was cut off from the synthetically created being by replacing the carbon in the test tube production of the genetic experiment. You replace the carbon with sulfur, and then the sentience of the being, they can't tap in. So they can't link to prime creator, so therefore they can never ascend. They perpetually stuck in the three-dimensional reality like extras in a video game. Okay, so that one drop of blood allows the elixir, the sacred secorium, the sacred secretion, to rise from the hip plate in the lower back to the base of the skull and then fill the 4 chambers in the brain. When they don't have that, they geniuses go crazy.
That's fire. Go ahead. Keep on going. I'm listening.
Okay, so now when you see what happened to Stephen Hawking, Steve Jobs, they just dropped dead. They are firing primary left brain function is carrying the function of all 4 chambers. So if you remember, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing had a debate on PBS back in the 80s, and she was explaining the condition that caused them to not be able to awaken higher consciousness to connect to source. Right? So now the question is, when the one drop of blood doctrine came from the Anunnaki, they got the blood of the gods now, they demigods. But Demi is there because you stuck to the ego. Right? Now this W.E.B. Du Bois, Warring Souls of Black Folks is the reference. So you always gonna be struggling with your ego self, which is your 3-dimensional acceptance of who you are, versus your true self, which is your higher birthright to higher realms of existence through the science of ascension. So if you don't have the one drop of blood, the frequency comes in from the solar rays. You will not be able to raise your vibration sufficiently enough to facilitate higher consciousness, and you will in effect shut your brain off.
Okay.
All right, now, so we know they came over here for one drop of blood. Now, how do we benefit from this shit? Where's our benefit? Right? So we looking at what they tell us happened. The Civil War, Columbus came 1492. They had the American Revolution, right? 1776, Declaration of Independence, Constitution, all that, right? Then they turn around and tell us that in the late 1800s, late 1900s, there was a civil rights movement, a Back to Africa movement, and all this is before Garvey came. What was going on at that time? Right? So when you look at the exile of the Moors from Spain, you will see that you had those who were navigators on the high seas, right? Captains, skippers, right? That's why some people last name Skipper. That's where they come from. Remember Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Right. The skipper is like a very important person on the ship because he can become the captain.
Okay.
Right. Then you remember Popeye?
Yep. The Sailor Man.
Yeah. What was his father name? Poop Deck Pappy, right?
Okay.
So what's the poop deck?
I don't know. Go ahead.
So on the side of the ship, they would have a part of the ship where you go shit.
Oh, the poop
And it
deck.
was
The poop deck.
yeah, and it was somebody's job to clean it off.
Okay.
That was the punishment. That was the detention. Now, if you got thousands of motherfuckers under the ship, you can't run bathroom breaks like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? So that's not possible because the slave ship would turn into a gas chamber before it could get over here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So look at where the Moors went. They first went to Al Maghrib. They had to reassess, regroup, refocus their resources, realign their troops.
Uh-huh.
Now they coming in as Dutch, right? They coming
Yeah.
in as French. They coming in as English. They coming in as Portuguese, but they all Black Moors and Tawny Moors.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, and they get over here. Where are they at now?
Where are the people at now? The Moors?
The ones who the ones who are holding the contract to Yakub or the orders from Yakub to bring these people to rule over us, right?
Uh-huh.
First of
Oh, yeah.
all,
Okay, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. I see where you're going. Go ahead.
right. So somebody's enforcing it.
Uh-huh.
All right. At the same time, they're using that white supremacist doctrine that was written in Rome,
Uh-huh.
right, as a caste system that's a carryover from Plato's Republic.
Uh-huh.
Right? Remember, to the republic for which it stands. What's a republic? Yep. A republic is a form of government that's ruled by law.
Okay.
And then you have what's called a democracy. They're not the same thing. What's a democracy? A democracy is supposed to be when the majority of the people place the leadership by general consensus.
Uh-huh.
Or what they general consensus is tallied in the terms of votes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So who is this electoral college and how does that shit work if we supposed to be electing us heads of state and government officials through the electoral process? Right? So when we're looking at these people, we're wondering who's who on the planet Earth, as Pops would say. Who belong where you come from, where you going, right? So once you understand the moves of the people, you can track them, right? So we know they came in New York. They came in as the Dutch, right? And that's in the iconography on the state seals and the local seals of the area tell the story. Because that's how they was passing the messages through signs and symbols. Because they say signs and symbols is for a conscious mind, right? And if signs and symbols is for a conscious mind, and they use signs and symbols, somebody got to learn their language. So they send all of us in there. The different chiefs have to learn a different part of the language. And then we got to put it all together on the Wind Talker channel and share the information among each other. Each one teach one that we all might reach some, right? So today we want to go through where these people went. Look in them, pull up that slide, that
man,
folder.
that slide, that's what took me so long, man, trying to find this dang on slide. I'm trying, man. I know I had a folder on here that said Rod Haynes. I can't find it, bro. Oh, no, this ain't it. This right here is Man, I had the folder on here, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
The two in the middle up there, the two
Nah,
below the folder.
this right here is like the Moores folder that I had. I got a couple more classes to teach out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like they making fun of us and all that. Like I got a whole bunch of shit up in here like that goes with what you've been teaching. But I can look it up on the internet if I have to, though. Man, I can't.
Okay, so let's go
ahead.
So the first thing we're gonna pull up is what's the name of it? Leon Trotsky on Black nationalism.
Hey, spell his name.
Leontro. It's a new word.
Ler.
Leon space Tro. It's gonna pop up as soon as you put that in there. See it? Yeah. The name of the book is Black Nationalism. Go to images.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me get on Google. Make sure I'm on Google. Oh yeah, this would be good right here.
So we talking Karl Marx, Marxism, the Marxist Manifesto, the Communist Development, and the Socialist Development. All of that comes into play when we finna go back to Trotsky. Right now, remember, they was having a Nazi, a communist purge in America in the 1940s, right? And some of the greatest actors of the day, there it is right there, you got it. Some of the greatest actors of the day lost their careers for being, hey, you see the yellow one that's under that right there? The yellow one?
I got
the
you.
Same book, but it's a yellow one. Click that one. It's the reason I want you to click that one. I want you to look at the cover of it.
You got it. You see it?
Yep. Click.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Click on it so they can see the cover of it. I want them to see who on the cover of this book because we're using this book for a reason.
Okay, hold up. Let me save it and blow it up. Oh yeah. If you're new to the page, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell. If you want to show your brother Rod Haynes some love, we posting the Cash App and the links for you.
Oh, somebody sent me a message. You had spelled my Cash App wrong.
What is it? It's SKIKAPE, right?
Yeah, but the S got to be capital and the A got to be capital.
Oh, okay, all right. Let me put it in there again for him. All right, y'all, we're gonna put it in there again for you. The S and the A gotta be capital.
Capital and the A got to be capital.
Yeah, got me another phone now, man, so I can trap out, man. Oh yeah, baby. We surprised
talking about communism, right? Communism and socialism is predicated upon tribal governments ruling the land. But what they did was they usurped socialism and communism because all it is in truth would have been tribalism. But they erased the tribe aspect out of it. So now there's no family cohesion to the structure. If there's no family cohesion to the structure, it can only last so long before it starts to break down because you're going to be breaking down the family in the process. No society is strong that doesn't have strong nuclear families. And this is why they trying to bust us and bust our families up. Now remember, they came to turn parents against child, child against parent, brother against sister, father against daughter, right? So they came with the mischief to turn us all against each other with divide and conquer, right? You see that?
Yep.
You see who that is?
Malcolm
That
X.
is Hash Malik El Shabazz. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Why is he on the cover of this book? Now go to the year it was published, because this is important. Go back to the Amazon page and look at the see paperback February 1st, 1994.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now screen back to the other one that you had. Okay, so now who is this dude Leon Trotsky, and why is Malcolm X on the cover of this book?
Good question.
Right. So Leon Trotsky was on the run from the same people called the Black Hand. Now, go to Google and pull up the Black Hand, the dreaded Black Hand.
Oh yeah, this is about to be good. Head or hand?
Dread, D-R-E-A-D.
Oh,
Dreaded Black Hand, H-A-E-N-D.
okay.
Click that, right where you at.
Oh, I know how to do it now. Where to say? I say, you want me to blow this? The Black Hand.
Yeah, it's a couple more of them, but we're gonna start with this one.
All right, let's get it.
All right, let's see if we can blow the picture up, see what it says.
It says the epic war between a brilliant detective and the deadliest. I can't see. It's a secret
society in American
American
history. Now you see, it's the Black Hand, right?
Yeah.
All right, now the Black Hand was the blackamoors. That was the Grand Dragon, which means the Great Master of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. They led the raids. And that's why they called them the Black Hand. The Black Hand is also known about in Europe. Okay, so now when they came over here, they blocked the institutions with pale faces to enforce the morals and dogma compromise. Now remember that George Washington challenge we went over?
Yeah.
They take off their fez, we take off our feathers in 200 years, we won't know one from the other.
Yeah.
Right. So now the Black Hand is the secret society in the back pulling the strings. Who is their paramilitary force? It's called JDL. Pull that up. Jewish Defense League.
Oh yeah, we got their ass now.
These is the paramilitary group like the FOI, but they got they working for 13 family banking clans, which we're gonna go over in a minute. Because ain't no sense in saying who doing what if we don't tell where they all at. I think you muted
Hey, so you said the Junior Defense League?
Jewish Defense League, JEWISA.
Oh yeah, we got their ass now, Brother Rod.
Okay, now you remember we pulled this up before.
Yeah.
Okay, now in that book we was just going over, notice the color connection too. But in that book we was just going over, it was telling us about using our symbols to be able to communicate with our symbols across the land. What do you notice about this JDL symbol? You notice the black fist, right?
Yep.
That's the fist of unity, right? Black power. Okay,
also,
that symbol
I'm gonna say this. So is that connected
is directly
George
from a Malcolm.
Soros?
Not yet.
Hey.
We ain't got the George Soros yet.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
Okay, so remember Malcolm did the 5 digits form one fist, form a strong unit.
Yeah.
Remember he was like, if you got the 5 digits, this is where the symbol of the black unity came from in the form of the black fist.
Okay.
This is what he was talking about. So now remember, Malcolm got to tell us in code what to look for. These people, unity to each other is held by the blood oath. Remember we went over the blood oath?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So we went over the blood oath. They got the bloody oath of secrecy among themselves. This is what they talking about. Right? See, are known to what you call symbol jump. They steal your symbols to confuse the people. Now, the thing about this group right here, if you pull up Tupac FBI file, they was trying to extort him. If you pull up Biggie FBI file, they was trying to extort him. If you pull up Robin, what's his name? Robin Williams FBI file, they was extorting him. This group. The FBI identified this group as the guilty party or the party behind the threats and the phone calls. This same group is in Michael Jackson's FBI file as calling to threaten him for the control of Sony. Right? This same group is the group that a guy named Jerry Heller worked for. Jerry Heller was the manager for Ruthless Records. Same group. Now they want us to think that they pale. Now you see the TWA on that picture?
Yeah, TWA.
Remember the TWA airplane came up missing too, right?
They cut you out. I don't know if it's my
Just
end.
put the parallel to showing you something.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, it's clear. Oh yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so this is a Jewish Defense League. Now, this is the same group that was stalking Noble Drew Ali back in the 1920s. This is the same group that came from something called Moorish. Type this in.
I got you. Moors.
Zionist.
Oh yeah, I got you. Hey, I got a picture of them already. You want me to pull it up? The people you talking about?
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple pictures. I got them in another file from an old file that we had. So I got them niggas right there. We got them niggas. Oh shit. It's about to get greasy up in this joint. Exposing these 30 bulls, bro. Oh yeah, I got these niggas right here. You best believe it. I got them clowns already. I got several pictures. Just tell me which one you want. I'm gonna pull the first one up first.
The one when they standing in front of the building imitate Noble Drew Ali.
Yeah.
So they can try to confuse us.
Okay, let's see.
We supposed to think we the same people. When you look at Noble Drew Ali and you look at these people, you know we ain't the same people just by the pictures. We're gonna look at both of them too. We're gonna look at the Noble Drew Ali.
Now this is a picture of the dude, but you want to pull up the whole picture, right, where they standing, so you can break it down.
Yeah, but first pull that up, zoom in so they can see what that say. Boys, Zionist Jews behind.
Yeah, right there. Oh yeah, crazy right there. These not the same people.
Right now, it was a dispute in the Moorish Lodge with C. Kirkman Bey and Millie Eel. Right? C. Kirkman Bey ran Millie Eel out of the temple. Now, everybody loved Millie Eel. He was what we call a charismatic. C. Kirkman Bey, he had a dominant character and personality. He would come across as what you would call overbearing. Just take what he wants. Okay, now, who went to Cuba with Noble Drew Ali to claim the estate?
The dude you just named, right? Kirkman?
C. Kirkman Bey.
He was fluently on several different languages. He spoke like Arabic, Latin, and English.
He spoke all of the known languages of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, now, if he go with him, he can that's his second in command at that point. Now, the only way that Noble Drew Ali can pass the jurisdiction over, it got to be somebody with the blood and with the rights. C. Kirkman Bey is disqualified because the Shriner connection, and he wore the symbols on his fez. Now remember, Noble Drew Ali said, Moors, don't wear those symbols on your fezes. Don't wear anything on your fezes. Why did he say that?
Why?
Because it's feathers versus fezes. If we take the fez, we can't adorn it because it sits atop our feathers now because we won it in the challenge of intellect. Right? And so in the challenge of intellect, that's how we have to overcome the ignorance of the amnesia that they put us in the Kali Yuga through the blood rights.
That's him right there, right?
No, that's I forgot that brother name. I don't think that's him.
This right here, Kirkman. This right here, that's his name. No,
that's not
right.
C. Kirkman Bey.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, all right, you're right. Okay. I'm gonna pull that picture back up on the Moors thing. I was thinking that was him, but I got another picture of this dude somewhere in another folder. Hey, this is another picture of them too. Same people.
Blow it up.
Blowing it up right now.
He looked like a mysterious character.
I'm telling you, like the ones with the Willows Peak. He liked them more with the Willows Peak. Them damn Tridaconites, them disagreeable primates who was disagreeable. They want to make sense with the other people. Yeah.
You see the little boy sitting to his right with the turban on?
Yeah.
That's the prince. He is the prince. You see the lady sitting to his right with her right hand over her left? She's saying that her fatherland gonna protect the motherland.
Wow, go ahead.
Right? Now, if you look, you can't really see the other two ladies on the left hands too clearly in the picture. Right? The unseen hand.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Now pull up the unseen hand by Ralph Epperson.
I got you.
See, I'm giving them the references to go back and verify what I'm saying because this is a lot of shit I had to read.
Man, this is good shit. You give me some good. What's that guy name? We got so we can find him. Ralph.
Epperson.
Yeah, I got him right here.
See if you can get the back of the book where it tell you what it's about.
Okay, all right. Ooh.
There it is on the second row. First book, second row.
Good.
That's the back of it.
Oh yeah.
See if we can blow that up big enough to read.
Get green right here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're in the building. We're in the building with the legendary Rod Haynes. Get them in the building and tell them we on, bro.
So in the political research arena, this is one of the most thorough researchers I had ever come across.
Oh no, they got that shit blurred up so good.
Yeah, you can't see it.
It says it is the connection. Another, and I can't even tell you, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't read it either.
Let me try to find another one. All right, this one right here might be better. Hold on, let's try this one. Oh yeah. I don't know if this is a back say the same thing as the other one, but this one here look like
it might come up clearer.
Yeah. Hold on, let me try it. Oh yeah, let's pull it. Let's get greasy, baby. Let's get greasy. Oh no, hold on, that ain't it. This is it right here. I think that's it. It says this book is in reality
100 books condensed into one. Nowhere else can you find such a compact overview of the conspiratorial forces that have shaped the major world events of the past 300 years. It's all here from the French Revolution, look at what he's saying, to the current turmoil in Latin America, right? From Bolshevik Revolution to Federal Reserve System in the World Bank. If you are looking for just one comprehensive book to bring it all together in easy to understand terms, this is that book. Now, Ralph Epperson was a school teacher. And when he was doing his basic due diligence as a teacher, he was uncovering these questions by questions that students would ask him. And when he would go get the answer, because it wasn't in the textbook, this is what you came up with, a book called The Unseen Hand. All right. Now, there's another book called The Hidden Hand.
Okay.
All this is about the motherfucking hand that's doing the dirt, that's moving the pieces on the chessboard. After this book, we go into Pawns in the Game.
Oh yeah, Pawns in the Game. I got that book. Oh yeah.
You see that red one? You was just hovering around it.
Right here?
Down one. Yeah. I think that's it.
Oh,
right. So this book, okay, that's let me see what that one about. Because I had about 5 different ones. They was by different authors. The Middle East Fears of Conspiracy. That book is talking about what was going on with the Bush administration.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And the whole time, you thinking that William Jefferson Clinton, George Walker Bush, and Barack Obama was president. They were president, but they were taking their orders from the king himself, King George I, at the close of the age, takes us back to King George I, II, and III, who commissioned the settlements over here. Right? This is known in the espionage world, as the Garden Plot, as the Operation Evergreen, which is ties to Hillary, which ties to Whitewater. Now, the same hand is operating behind it, and the symbol they're using is a skull and crossbones. Now, we know the skull and crossbones means several different things: poison, death, and pirates. All right, now, who would they be representing other than the corporate jurisdiction? So what George Bush did is called the hostile takeover of the corporation. All right, but who is he working for? He is the highest ranked member of the Bavarian Illuminati that was the continuation of a banking enterprise, a military operation, a psychological mass manipulation, and the subjugation of a people. Right? So now you see there's a hidden hand. The hidden hand is the unseen hand. The unseen hand is the black hand. And the black hand is the blackamoors who was coming over here. And in the books that tell us they was Dutch, they was French. They tell us that they were English. But more than anything, their emphasis was on the Spaniards and a specific group of Spaniards called conquistador. Right? The conquistadors came over here, according to the books, in search of what? Gold, right? So now who would be in search of gold over here?
Right. Why
would you come over here looking for gold?
Right, unless you knew that about the Abu Bakr. Go ahead.
Right. So they knew about something called the Crystal City because they had read about it in the documents in the ancient texts. So they already know they're coming over here to look for it. Right? And this is how the scholars stumbled across the Emerald tablets back in the 1930s. Right? So then they published the Emerald tablets, which pushed the secrets in the public domain. So who put the secret in the public domain with the Emerald tablets? A guy by the name of Maurice Doriel, or Maurice Bishop Doriel. Right? Which makes him be a priest. But so now, while we putting all of these pieces together, we know from hearing the legends in the neighborhood about the Masons. You always hear about, oh, he's a Mason. He got off that murder because he a Mason, right? And they'll never have any verification or proof of what they're saying. They just saying that, right? Who in the fuck is the Masons?
Go ahead.
All right. So you got Masons that's coming in under the blue lodge, the father line, and the red lodge, the mother line. Right? So when you go back, they tell us that the Moorish flag is the most ancient flag with the 5-point star, right? Okay, pull up Moorish 6-point star flag.
I got you. Should have dropped a dime on these niggas, man.
There's a reason for this, though. This is not haphazard.
This right here, the same video. I'm probably going to put out tomorrow on the same stuff. All right.
See that one on the left,
right
second down?
Click
it. Pull up the history of it.
Okay, I got you. It ain't gonna let me click it right there, but let me do it like this. All right. Let's see, 6-pointed, 5-pointed flag. All right. Let's see.
Now remember, the people that came over here called themselves Zionist Jews.
Yeah.
All right. The 6-point star on the flag was before the 5-point star.
Oh shit! Come on with it.
This is a star.
Yeah.
This was the flag. Then they took this star off the flag. They took this all the way off, and it was just a red flag.
Yeah.
Right. They also had another Moorish flag. Go back to that. I might be able to see it on what you already pulled up on the Google. All these are different flags that was being used at different times. The one with the checkerboard. Read the highlight. What did it say?
It says 15 things you might know about the Moroccan flag.
This is because when they challenge you to the conjure war, they challenge you to a 5th dimensional chess game.
Okay.
Now, in order for the chess game to be fair, everybody got to agree to lose their higher intelligence, right? The challenge is between the Moors, who wasn't called Moors at the time, they was conquistadors. They came over with the French, Spanish, English, Dutch, Portuguese. They all came over here. But when the ones came from Spain with the conjure, the chess game, if you put Moorish chess in there and go to images, a whole bunch of stuff related to Moors and chess gonna come up.
It's cutting us out bad. They might be doing it on purpose though. But you was in a good spot now. Just starting to. You say Moore's chess game. I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right here.
You see? This is
right
the
here.
So
let me blow
this
up,
was the 200 years challenge that George Washington was talking about, was a 5th dimensional chess game or a great conjure. Right? Now, at the end of it, no matter who wins, we have to finish something called the Great Arcana. At the close of the age, good, bad, or indifferent, everybody got to work for the greater good in building what's called the Great Arcana. Just pull it up on Google and see what it say.
Spell that last word.
Arcana.
A-R. Hey, spell that last word again so I make sure I got it right.
Arcana, or it might be Arkana. Go to all. See where it said that?
Yeah, it says like a card deck, the major. Or the names of numbers.
Now let's talk about the tarot cards.
Yeah.
The tarot cards is learning how to use the 5th dimensional chessboard by decoding the cards. The cards are the cheat sheet. When you learn to read the cards, you see them play out in real life. You can play the game of fifth dimensional galactic chess,
Okay.
right? But this is major arcana. We looking for something called the great arcana. Put Masonic behind it.
All right, let me try that. Hold on, I might have not had it. Still had his word spelled wrong. I got it spelled Arcana.
Yeah.
I didn't put Masonic behind it. All right, what you got? You see what it's still coming up with the
We're
card.
not looking for an image. We're looking for a description of it. Go to the all. Go where it say all.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. It's still talking about the tarot cards and masonry. Let's see, tarot cards, 78 in the deck. First published in 1915, symbol experts renowned author Albert Churchward.
Okay, type it in as type in the great work.
The great work.
Take the other stuff off.
All right. Hermetics. Principles. The great work signifies the spiritual path towards self-transcending an entity entirely. This is process of bringing unconsciousness complex into consciousness.
Right. Okay, now, see what it say? Great work.
Yep.
All right. That's called the Great Arcana.
Okay.
All right. And the Great Arcana is the work of building Solomon's temple.
Okay.
And Solomon's temple is the temple that houses the soul of man.
Okay.
And the soul of man is housed in what temple? They say your body, your temple, right?
Yeah.
Why is it a temple?
Because your spirit is, or your essence is within that shell. And that temple, well, I mean, you might got another perspective. That's my perspective. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if the spiritual you dwells in the temple of the self, and that's what makes the self be the temple, because yourself becomes something called the Holy of Holies. Remember that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm with you.
All right. And in the Holy of Holies is where the priests get raised to priestly prominence, but they got to come through the right priesthood, because the priesthood of Aaron, which is Enlil's sons, under the Judites, has been compromised. So you can't come in unless you come through the order of Melchizedek.
I'm with
you. The order of Melchizedek, the highest priest of Melchizedek on earth right now is Malachi York, because he's Melchizedek incarnate. Right? So that means we have to go through the school of Nuwapu in order to be able to see what these motherfuckers doing.
Yep. Sound right reasoning. Go ahead.
Right. So the record is paralleled in Nuwapu as something called, you can type this in too. It's called the Sacred Record of United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Or you can just type in the scroll. Let's set
I think I got that, man. Yeah, I got both of them joints, I think.
Yep. So the bigger record is called the United Nuwabian. It's called the Sacred Record of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. That's where the information about the flags come from. That's how I know how to examine the flags from Bible. Right?
So
because
I'm looking at the book. All right.
Just type in, let's set the record straight, because that's an excerpt from the book or from the record, from the sacred record.
Hey, I got it. That's like in 3 or 4 different books. Man, you just open my brain up. that about that flag, it's in several different books that I got. They about to put out. It's in the Millennial books. Yeah, go ahead. My bad for cutting in. Yeah.
No, you supposed to. You good. You good. But while you digging that up, so while we looking at the sacred records as they being told, Bob, there you go. Let's have the record straight. Oh,
this right here, the one.
yep. Now, if you look at the cover of it, zoom in on the bottom.
Hold on,
people will know what I'm talking about. I'll be telling you something that be 100.
Let me blow it up for you. Oh yeah. Hit that like button. Oh yeah, we blowing it up for you.
You see on the bottom where it's saying excerpt from the Nubian Sacred Record of Moors?
Yeah, right here.
Right. Now, you can read pages of that book online right where you was at in the photograph section.
Let me go back. Let's see.
This goes into the difference between Moor and Moor. Amaru and Moray. You see this? This is important. I'm going to show you why in a minute.
It should be coming up, huh?
That first picture you had was straight out the book. With Pops with his headdress on.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right there. That one. That's straight out the book.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, talking about the Lewis and Clark expedition, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Why is he talking about that? What that got to do with anything?
Because that's what they jacked us as Washington Native American Indians for the Louisiana Purchase. And you know what? That's what I want to ask you, man, because I've been thinking on that all day. I was thinking about what type of mindset these people had, that these people, like we was here on the land, and then they riding around fucking excavating the land for these niggas to jack us. And we didn't never, it's like we almost never seen it coming. Why didn't we see this coming? Why didn't we see it coming?
Look, it ain't that we didn't see it coming.
Okay.
We had sent so many resources to the Seminole Wars, the Gullah Wars, over hundreds of years. Our population was diminishing.
Uh-huh.
We was fighting like a motherfucker. Don't let them people fool you into thinking we didn't put up no resistance.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And they just walked over here and found some savages.
Uh-huh.
Right? You got to go back to the Gullah Wars is when we tell about it. The Seminole Wars is when they tell about it.
Uh-huh.
Right? So this is the difference. So when we look up Continental Congress, it just gives you some little brushed over early American colonialism shit. But it don't really tell you that the Continental Congress was the Iroquois Confederation. And that's why they always talking about the Confederate flag. The Confederated States was the states that was tied together by the Iroquois Constitution, which was the oral constitution. It's the law of the land over here. They need to get us from under the law of the land and get us an admiralty and maritime law. How do you do that? Salvage rights. Because then now they get to have jurisdiction to enforce the admiralty law to anybody who contracts to do business with the corporation.
Uh-huh.
How do you contract to do business with the corporation?
You gotta become artificial.
You gotta be a straw man first. You gotta assume a straw man capacity.
Uh-huh.
What happens when you assume a straw man capacity?
You don't exist no more, pretty much.
You are 3/5 compromised.
Go ahead.
Right? Yeah. Dred Scott, remember?
Yeah, Dred Scott.
Okay, now, these people is pushing this agenda. Where is their headquarters?
That's a good question. Hey, okay. Let me just add this part. I traced them back. I said, man, when you said they was in West Africa, I traced them to France. They was in France for a while, man. I believe they could be still in France, but I think they wanted to sit. They came over here too, and they were, you said it, upstate New York and then Jersey. It's like they got like a little camps everywhere. They got a camp on Jekyll Island.
Yeah.
But
why you think they did the creature from Jekyll Island there?
Exactly.
They got banks in St. Lucius.
Okay.
They got adrenochrome harvesting, and they control prostitution on the island of St. Lucius and St. Croix.
What?
Right? Now, they had Maurice Bishop murdered. This is the European telling us that the people behind it is not them. This is what they look like.
Wow.
This is called a Moorish festival. They telling on them in satire. That's what it's called. They have to repeat this annually until one of us figure out why they doing
it. Damn. Hey, so the Three Kings shit, like I think it connect back with Nomos, but what's your take on them having them Three Kings? That's significant, man.
The Three Kings is a conjure ceremony.
Okay.
In order for them to activate one of the gods, it got to be three high chiefs.
Uh-huh.
And once the three high chiefs can't solve the problem, now they have to call for what you call a higher ranking individual to come and deal with the matter. Right? So they got a call from their ranks though. So this is why Larry Hoover kept emphasizing the brain banging thing. Baba kept emphasizing sound right reasoning, right knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Right? The Nation of Islam kept promoting the do for self doctrine that ties back to Garvey and Noble Drew Ali.
Uh-huh.
Right? The spin-offs is the Sunni Islam under Siraj Wahaj.
Uh-huh. So
right?
Yeah, so like him and what's that other guy? Bilal Phillips.
Bilal Phillips.
Yeah.
Right. So they became Sunnis, right?
Uh-huh.
They never once spoke out against the selling of the little girls or the trading of the little girls at 8 and 9 years old when they hitting puberty early because of the McDonald's milk.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right. So they don't speak on none of that. They don't speak on the continuous trafficking of the Sudanese, the Ethiopian, and the Southern Egyptians who being captive by Arabs, just putting them in servitude in the name of Islam.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But they had talked out about some black nationalism until they got their position as imam. And then what happened?
Right.
They became stuck to the right, overly self-righteous. They couldn't no longer be functional to the people on the land. They got absorbed by the dogma, Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma.
Yeah.
The morals was overrode by dogma. The dogma was the religious doctrine that got you bopping your head on the ground 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How in the fuck you gonna live your life bopping your head on the ground 5 times a day?
Right.
They say because you got to live your life for who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, why this motherfucker won't come beat his head on the ground for 5 times a day?
Right.
Why he want me to beat my head?
Right.
Right? So if he the one that's to give her a life as you allege, that's what they say, right? If he's the one that's to give her a life, then he don't need me bopping my head. He need me living my life.
Uh-huh. Hey, what?
You wanted to ask me about?
Hey, I got you in the zone because I see you got your third eye. It's wide open. It's gleaming in it right there.
Yeah, that's my brother, Big Beach.
Yeah, hey, you see how he's standing though? Like every time I notice, Big.
That's Beach. Gorilla pose. That's Gorilla Squad right there.
Okay. Okay.
That's Guerrilla Squad. He coming in, he a 50 boy. A 50 boy mean he's straight under Tahuti.
Yeah.
He a soldier to the end.
Yeah.
His job was to teach these young dudes how to live with wealth because we about to get this shit back.
Okay.
He was being too effective at his job, and they wanted to remove him before he taught them how to handle the money successfully without having to be falling out with your brother because of some money.
Yeah.
That's his job. He's the he's the one exposed the prince to wealth and then explain to him why the wealth doesn't mean more to your people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's each one teach one, right?
Huh?
Now you see all the guys around him, that's all love, that's all respect.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Huh?
They let you know who they love, who they respect.
Man, I got
Right?
another one. I got a couple for you, man. This right here that people like, they want to hear what your take on that, because I got your now Jeff Ford, because a lot of people talk. I did a tape on this shit, and because people was talking, man, Rob Hayes is crazy. He talking about this and that. He talking about gangbangers and drug dealers, and that's the media portrayed these people as this, but they don't really know this Jeff Ford. These people don't know that these people were actually they wasn't no damn criminals.
So I'm glad you brought up Chief Malik Angel Bay is the holy name.
Yeah, right.
Right? And he is blood right heir to the land out of Big Mama's daughter's house, Big Red house. They murdered his right-hand man who was Big Bull. It's the same thing they did to Larry right-hand man, which is King David.
Okay.
Right? Then Mickey Caldwell wanted to make some moves that Jeff wouldn't sanction and cause the family internal conflict.
Okay.
Right? But that's family business, and it ain't for me to dwell into the depths of that. They got to deal with that between them. Angel Bay know what he was doing. He know what he doing. So for the people that don't know, the reason that he's called Chief Malik Angel Bay is he is the Grand Sharif or High Mufti on the land, right? Okay. And he is the one who's the enforcer of the law. So when we talk about the Pentagon military industrial complex, they got to hand it over to him.
Okay.
And he got a whole bunch of motherfuckers smarter than Colin Powell backing him up as the advisors. Battery getting low. But he got some brilliant people with him.
And we can come back tomorrow. Like I say, like anytime you want to come on, hey, I'm up. This is what I do. So hey.
Oh, we good. So look,
I'll go there. We can come back tomorrow, part 2, part 3, part 4, whatever, you know. Yeah.
So Angel Bay was usurped.
Yeah.
By the government, right?
Yeah.
Everything they was doing, I'm telling you, they was accusing Angel Bay, Larry Hoover, under the COINTELPRO operation. They was hunting down the chiefs on the land.
Okay.
Right? They got the orders from Europe to hunt down the chiefs, the princes, and the people of the land. We went over that.
We read their receipts, right? Yeah.
Right. So that's what now, when we talk about the people behind it, where did they go? Right?
Yeah.
Pull up map of 13 banking districts. This is how they was going to divide the country up among the 13 families.
Somebody in the audience say, Rod Haynes, get them niggas, man. Get them niggas, bro. Rod Haynes, get them niggas, man. 13 families, 13 districts.
Central Bank.
All right, okay. Hold on, not the cool. Okay, that's still pulled it up.
The first one.
All right, let me blow it up for you. Somebody in the audience hit that like button and say, Rod Haynes, get these niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we getting these niggas, man. We trying to lift our family. All right, hold up. I got you. Right there. Rod Haynes joint. It's gonna be right there. Let's blow this joint up.
Now it's going to number banks 1 to 12, but it's going to be one of them that don't have a number.
DC.
Yeah.
13 bank.
Now, this was the 13 families.
Okay.
The Dutch families, the melanated Dutch, the Blackamoor Dutch, they took the 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Right? Then the ones who were Spaniards took 11. The ones who was French took 5. And then they divided the rest of them up among the rest of the groups that came over here because they believed that we was never going to figure out that we was already here before here was here.
Yeah.
Right? Because they thought we would be stuck in the morals, in the dogma, and that we wouldn't override the dogma by following our moral compass.
Okay.
Right? So you got the 13 families set up the 13 banks. Now look, if you look, District 2 is New York and New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
You see it?
All right, here we go.
See where it say 2? That's New York and New Jersey area right there.
That's right.
Okay, now, this is Wall Street. What's the history of Wall Street? Wall Street was owned as a slave trading and stock trading market, and the stocks was the livestock, the cattle, and the human chattel. Right? So I got a book called Moors and Masonry where they talk about how the Moors would auction, notice the word, no, ransom. They would charge ransom for a POW based on his rank and his status and his use.
Uh-huh.
Where else do we hear that? Slave trade, right?
Yeah.
So Wall Street has been, from its inception, used as the instrument or the financial marketplace for all of these banks to trade in all of the human capital and the other capital gains around the nation.
Uh-huh.
Now, we never supposed to figure out who these people is.
Uh-huh.
But you can click on each one of these banks and you can find out that it's a privately owned bank. All of these banks get a charter was from a grand location. Remember Prince Hall?
Yeah.
Where did he go get his charter from?
The 1717. Well, he got his charter from England.
Right. Now, where do the banks get their charter from?
From England. No, hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Man.
So England would be in charge of banking, right?
Yeah.
All right. So pull up Scottish Bank.
The Royal Bank of Scotland.
Yeah. You see the Royal Bank of Scotland group?
Yeah.
And you see they different symbols, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to look at this because as we're going over this information, I want you to know how real the shit that I'm saying is. So when I tell you these banks is behind this shit, you know who behind it.
Yeah.
The Scotland Bank is supposed to be red. The Scottish Rite hold the purse strings of the Scottish Bank. If you scroll down, it won't be long before you find the real one. It's gonna be red. That's how you're gonna know it.
They hide that shit, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me do this right here. Is that it?
But it was on the screen.
Nate West.
It was on the screen when you first went to it.
Oh, right here.
Not that.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Right
You
there.
see where so you see it say limited, right?
Yeah.
That means that their resources are limited and their access is limited.
Uh-huh.
Right? So now when I tell you it's the Scottish Rite, type in Scottish Rite. 32 degrees is a double head phoenix bird.
Right. Which they stole from us. Hold on, go back.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, now this Scottish Rite Lodge ties back into the George Washington Masonic Memorial. Type that in. See where
Yeah.
George Washington at right there?
Yeah.
See how he cast in stone? I mean in bronze?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's because the original George Washington wasn't pale skinned. This is how they telling the story in
Okay.
art.
Yeah. Copper tone.
Copper tone. Right?
Yeah.
Why is George Washington the first president not on the penny?
Yeah, right.
He should be on the penny, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Is he on any loose change? He on the quarter, ain't he?
Yeah. The quarter.
Okay, now he on the $1 bill in the quarter.
Yeah.
That's 125. That's 17. That's a Q flip off of a QAnon knot.
Okay.
Okay, now scroll down under that. Let's see some more stuff. They got more stuff in there. You see?
Uh-huh. Like what the hell, this dome type of shit? This right here all symbolic, man. This shit they got
Right. Those are all of the guys that's over him in the lodge. That's they seals. Now look, go to George. Okay, add on to what you got. Say Fez display.
Oh no, don't tell me they're doing it like this.
You got to know who behind it, man. All of their Fezes was held ransom.
Oh shit. Somebody hit that like button and say Rob Haynes, get these niggas, man.
All of these, this is why Noble Drew Ali said, don't wear the symbols on your Fez.
Wow. This shit's crazy, bro. Oh yeah, we got these niggas. Clowns, crowns, all captured right here.
Okay, all of these Fezes right here is the Moors who agreed to the Conjure War. These the ones who see the sword.
Yeah, they got L on their names and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is all of them right here. The whole display is the Fezes, but they don't have the feathers. Where in the fuck is the feathers?
Right?
Right? They put them in a time capsule.
Oh yeah, thank you for this right here. This is a Jew right here. Go ahead.
They put them in a time capsule because they didn't want them to be seen because we the ones that they trying to trick.
Okay.
They wanted to be known or excessively known that we was at war with this group of Moors right here, or Scottish Rite Freemasons and Shriners.
Huh?
Right? They came in as Shriners through Al Maghrib and tied back to the holy city of Mecca through what we know as the ancient and the order of the ancient Arabic nobles of the mystic shrine. right? And they contributed to the conjure, right? So Morocco wasn't settled until the fucking 1950s. Noble Drew Ali had the 5-pointed star on the red flag before Morocco was ever established as a nation. Why is they using Noble Drew Ali flag to symbolize Morocco?
Right.
Because he had it first. Because before Noble Drew Ali got it, it was just a red flag that somebody took the 6 off of.
All right. Yep.
But where did the 6 go?
Right. Where did the 6 go?
It went to the Moorish Zionists. Go back to that picture again.
The 6 start, the one that flagged.
The one where my man was standing there and you zoomed in behind his head.
Oh yeah, I got their ass. Don't worry.
Okay, that's the flag. Now go back to the Moorish Zionists, dude.
Yeah, we got them. We got their ass. Hit that like button if you want to show my brother Rod Haynes some love. We posted Cash App and the links, man. We dropping jewels right now, man. It's on and cracking up in this joint, man. They can run, but they can't hide, man. We got these niggas.
Look for the 6. Zoom in and look for the 6 and tell me where it's at.
6. 1 3 7 1 2 3. Oh yeah.
You don't see that 6-point star on there?
Yeah, at the top right here. Yep, right here.
Okay, now scroll down.
Right there.
Okay, that's a flag, ain't it?
Yep.
What color is it though?
It looked like that sucker green and white. I mean green, red, and white. Just red and white. I don't know. We can't really tell.
It's blue. It's blue and white.
Okay, all right. Blue and white.
Pull up flag of Israel.
Okay, all right.
Remember that flag over his left shoulder?
Yep, I got you. Flag of Israel. We got there now, boy. Oh yeah. There you go.
Now, Israel wasn't established until 1947.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, now that picture we was just looking at was from the 1920s or earlier. Same flag, right?
Hold on, let me blow it back up, man. These niggas, you getting these niggas, man. Oh yeah, it's different here, like during Noble Drew Ali time, like around 1910, 1920.
It got the date on there somewhere.
Yeah, it might do good. Oh yeah, it's right here, 1920, right here.
Okay, so now we talking World War I era.
Yeah, 19.
Type in Balfour Declaration.
Balfour Declaration.
BALFOR, and it should pop up from there.
You want me to pull it up?
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Can we get one you can read though?
Okay, now while you pulling it up, I'm gonna tell you what it is. The Balfour Declaration was the so-called Jew letter to the Prime Minister of England.
Okay.
And in the letter, he told him that he had to set up the state of Israel in the Middle East.
Okay.
Because the Jews had no homeland. Right here. All right, His Majesty's government viewed with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. Stop. Now, before they picked what's called modern day Palestine, they was looking in South America, right? Because they wanted to set up close to the third Reich as it failed and became the Fourth Reich. Okay, so they originally was gonna pick Guyana, the same place Jim Jones picked. Then they was gonna pick Colombia. They picked like 17 different places before they came to this place called Palestine, where the people that's called Chaldeans and Arabs are settled already, and they already got government running. Okay. All right. Now, he said for the home of the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of the existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine or the rights of political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country.
Okay.
Now, the catalyst for this document comes out of something called the Protocols of Zion. Show the people what it looked like. Might as well let them see it.
Oh yeah, we got this.
Now, the protocols are even if, let's say, for instance, these people allege that this is not them, right? And they don't have nothing to do with this document.
All right, let me go.
The fact of the matter is, everything in this book can be seen in real time. You can see it in real time. This is what you call a rebuttal.
Oh, it's a rebuttal? Okay,
Yeah.
Hit the right one. Okay, there's another one.
The one before that you had was the right one.
Oh, I got it right here.
But it's always good to read the rebuttal to see what they're trying to say.
Right. You're right.
But when I tested out each one of the protocols to find out who was behind it, I always end up with some kind of secret society group, right? And this secret society group in the police department is called the Fraternal Order of Police.
Yep. Go ahead.
Right? And then you have other groups like Fraternal Order of the Eagles, the Fraternal Order of Elks, right? Then you got the Elks Lodge. Then you have all of these different secret groups that's controlling or struggling for aspects of the pie. But the problem is this motherfuckers right here is some bad motherfuckers, dog.
Get them niggas, dog.
And little kids don't play. These niggas is some bad motherfuckers. Okay, so everything that they say in this book that they should do to take over the society is everything that you can prove that they've been doing.
Yep.
This, you can trace them best by, pull this up, secret relations between Black and Jews by the Nation of Islam.
I want that book. I want that book in my collection.
It's 3 of them. It's a 3-volume set.
Yeah.
They might have a 4th one by now, knowing them, because they don't be playing.
I said put it down now. Hold on, let me go to Google. Oh, what the hell is that? Yeah.
There you go, right there, with the 3 books at.
Right there, yeah. There you go. How do they blow it up, please?
Now, here's when I started to get extra suspicious.
Okay.
When I was going through this book, some of the places where the so-called Jew is on written record as being, in the time that they talking about, there was no pale people there.
Exactly. Go ahead, get there, Rob.
So now I'm looking at the historical record. Now, this is the record compiled by Jewish sources, right? And then I started to think about this shit. Who came that looked like us? The conquistadors, right? The satanic Jew. Farrakhan called them satanic Jews. Now you remember in the Tupac song, Farrakhan say a few of you in a few smoke-filled rooms making these decisions while the mainstream and the masses, the white, the black, red, yellow, and the brown are poor and suffering in this nation. You remember that?
Yeah, go ahead. I got you. It's the white. The white man's world, right?
White man's world.
Yeah.
The white man ain't fucking white.
Yeah.
I can't say that enough.
Yeah. Right.
They look like us, but they not us.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, now from this book, we were told by American executive by the name of Henry Ford about something that he called the traveling Jew.
Uh-huh.
Pull up the book and let them see it.
Traveling Jew. Got that. Oh, go back. Do that.
It's by Henry Ford. I think it's by Henry Ford.
That's it right here, I think. No, that ain't it. Hold up. Go back. Oh, let me close some of these screens. Come on, baby. Don't do it to me. Oh, yeah. We got something for that now. The Wandering Jew.
Yeah.
All right. So it is by Henry Ford, you said. This Eugene Sue.
That ain't it.
Okay, hold up. Wandering might be it right here. Let's see. That ain't it. There's so many different copies of it. The devil is the devil and the Jews. All right. Let's see. That's it. All what I'm getting is by this. I guess that's by this guy Eugene. And this is. They got some old ass books on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you be having something like the books you be picking. It'd be like a book you'll never think about, and then somebody told you about it. Yeah, like
Hey,
I
but
never think
you
about
see
it.
they be coming off the top of the dome.
Man, this right here book.
Hey,
right,
that red one look like that might be it.
right here, this one right here.
Click on that. What does it say?
By Dennis Wandering Jew.
Nope, that's not it.
Okay.
It's by the dude that's founded Ford Motor Company. I think it's Henry Ford was his name.
Let me get his ass lined up. Yeah, they tried to hustle that dude, try to play him like he was retarded or something, didn't they?
Yeah, they tried to take his company because they said he was illiterate.
Yeah.
He got done running rings around their ass.
And Henry Ford and the Jews. Hold up. So if Henry Ford, these are black Jews trying to take his company, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's niggas behind it the whole time.
Right here. This
they
might
use
be right
pale
here.
faces to do their bidding for him, though.
This it right here, ain't it?
What's the name of it? International Jew?
Yeah, like Power of the United States of the Jews. Hold up. Henry Ford and the Jews. International Jews, right here. Is that it?
Yeah. Click on it.
All right. Hold up. Let me blow it up for you. Oh, yeah. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
You got any questions so far in the comments we want to address?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm going to get you pulled up there. Hold up. Hey, if you got any comments for the brother Rod Haynes before he get out tonight, you want to leave them in that chat for me right now, man. We checking the chat. Because we've been on for a minute, about 2 hours, I think. Like at least an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. All right. So
you see what it say?
It says the internet, the international Jews, the world's foremost problems. It says being I can't reprint it of a series of articles approaching in the Dearborn. I can't see that. I don't know if that's the. I can't tell what that word is.
Dearborn Independent. That's the old newspaper.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta clean
Yeah.
up.
Okay, so these was the ones trying to take his company.
Uh-huh.
They didn't succeed with him because he was well insulated.
Uh-huh.
His last name is Ford.
Okay. Yeah.
Ford is etymologically fard. Fard is a fare, a ways to traverse across something,
Okay.
a toll.
Okay.
All right. So the toll, he was protected by somebody named Muhammad.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So this was in the 20s, so it couldn't have been Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
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 Because Elijah Muhammad hadn't became a Muhammad of prominence yet.
Yeah.
Right. So which Muhammad was back then that we know about? Most of us don't know about Sheikh
Chef Abdul.
Sheikh Dawood
Yeah.
Ahmed Faisal
Yeah.
was also a Muhammad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But he carried what's called the spiritual keys. He was a priest
Uh-huh.
on the land.
Uh-huh.
The priestly doctrine that he came from was Islam,
Uh-huh.
right? And he had a community way back then on the land because everybody that came over was supposed to form their own tribe and become self-sufficient.
Uh-huh.
But the slave system, which is actually the system of prisoners, POWs,
Uh-huh.
and this is how they was able to usurp us. Now, this is the same people coming at Henry Ford that's coming at Noble Drew Ali. They coming at W.E.B. Du Bois. They coming at Garvey.
Yeah.
And they using the government agency called the SAS back then. Pull up American SAS and so the people can see what it is.
I got you.
The SAS is a organization that preceded the FBI. It was before the FBI and the CIA.
So the American Association League.
No, it's S period A period S.
A period S.
American SAS.
There you go. Okay. Hold up.
That's not it. This is they not still in operation. They became split into the FBI and the CIA. You got to put in.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right, yeah, go ahead. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, let's type it in.
Right.
Okay.
It's American SAS.
They both work for the church.
You might have to go to Wikipedia.
American. What is it? What does that abbreviation stand for? ASSS.
I forgot what it stands for.
America. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Hold up. That's the only thing I see on it. Like the SEALs were part of that same group.
The SEALs came out of the Navy.
Okay.
The Navy is a whole history lesson all by itself.
Yeah, they hired that particular thing you talking about.
Type in SAS before FBI.
SAS.
Go to where it say all that.
All right, let's get them. Let's get them. Let's see. What is the SAS? It's a supervision specialist agent. It's a special job within the FBI investigation. It gives them with the responsibility of leading teams of special agents into investigation. Yeah, special operations unit.
That's what they was called back then, some kind of special operations force, but the initials was SAS.
Yeah, they probably scrapped. They probably scrubbed the internet on that shit, like the secret.
No, it ain't no secret. If you look up go to Google the history of FBI, because that's what J. Edgar Hoover was before he formed the FBI.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 13 Shriners. They go back to the 13 Shriners. It says Special Air Service has its origin in the North African desert. It was formed as 62 Command in July 1941 to undertake small-scale raids behind.
No, that's something else. That's something else.
All right. The Special Air Service. All right, hold up. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let me type this in. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Give me something good. Yeah. They hide that particular topic, boy. But you say you pulled it up before?
Yeah, it's under the history of the FBI.
Brief history of the FBI. Let's get their ass right here. All right.
See, we'll go back to 1908. In 1908, it wasn't called the Federal Bureau of Investigations yet.
Yeah. You know what? I got a document on this somewhere about what you're talking about. Now that I think about it.
Okay, the reason why I bring them up is because they tell us it means one thing, but it means something else. I wanted you to see the symbol for it before I take you to Switzerland.
Okay, all right. I gotta find like another way to type it in then probably. All right.
They was really the Swiss Army Services enforcement arm of the international banks. But they came over here, they changed the meaning of the SAS. And I don't have my other computer. I'll look that shit up real quick and show you what I'm talking about.
Swiss Army Services.
Go to images and see what they flag or they logo look like.
All right. These saying suckers they trained to do that martial law joint, ain't it? They got the Red Cross. That's the same shit. That's the same flag with the damn Knights of Templar.
Right. Now you starting to see it. So pull up the Templar flag because the Templars split. Remember there was a war within the Templars at the Catholic Church.
Uh-huh.
Right? And it became contentious and they split into two factions.
Uh-huh.
See the Templar cross? Okay, now, remember when you were saying that you brought the French up?
Yeah.
The last war with the Swiss is where all of them went to France.
Yeah.
I mean, went from France to Switzerland.
Yeah, 86, somewhere around that, maybe. Yeah.
Right. Okay, now when they get over there, Switzerland becomes declared what you call a neutral country with no public relations or ties to any other nation.
Just like DC and the Vatican.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Switzerland don't know Italy can go to war because the Vatican is in Rome and Rome is in Italy.
Okay.
Italy can go to war, but Rome can go to war by themselves without Italy.
Yeah.
right? Now, London, the military of England, they go to war by the order of Parliament.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to go to war unless they have America's support because they not really the military strength. They are the banking power.
Yeah.
They operate from here.
Yeah.
Now, pull up World Bank.
All right, I got you. Real bank, baby. We got the ass. Somebody in the crowd say, "Get Rod Hayes, get them niggas, man."
Now you see where the symbol for the World Bank? It's the globe, or it's a laid out map of the world, right?
Yeah.
All right. All of your tax dollars go there. They don't have nothing to do with paying for your roads. It's another one called IMF. Pull that one up too.
International Mountain Funds.
Yep.
Damn.
This is where these is the people who's collecting the taxes. Guess where their primary offices are?
France.
No, Switzerland.
Switzerland. Ah.
Right? Now, the Moorish stronghold is the Isle of Man. Pull that up.
The Isle of Man.
ISLE of Man.
Shit.
Click that. That's the flag.
That's some creepy. He just fucking twist. It looked like a damn swastika though.
Almost. Something missing.
Yeah. Listen, yeah.
Right? One of the angles is missing.
Yeah. One of the
Where's it at? Noble Drew Ali got it. It's on Circle 7.
Ah.
Okay, now go to the all and pull up the description for the Isle of Man.
Say go to all. Okay, I got you. We got the now.
If you can make it bigger, I can read it.
All right, hold on. Let me do this.
Oh, click over there to the right.
Right here.
Yeah, that's just a quick description instead of reading the whole history.
It says the Isle of Man is a self-governed British crown dependency in the Irish Sea between England and Ireland. It's known for its rugged coastlines, medieval castles and ruins, landscape fishing to the mountains center. The capital, Douglas, the Matrix Museum trace the island's Celtics and Vikings heritage. The Isles of Man TT is the major annual cross-country motorcycle and race around the island.
Okay, now behind where you got it, type the Isle of Man, type and Moors. AND Moors. No, stay on all. We want the description. We want them to tell us what's the connection.
All right. It's talking about this dude named Arthur Williams Moore. That's a heavy ass name right there with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Williams and Moore. That's a oh, they really ain't giving me nothing too much nothing on it. Besides with the Moors. Let me do this because they like to play these games and put the ish on it. Let's see, put the ish. It says there were black Muslims in Northwest Africa. Nah, that ain't what we looking for. We're looking for the Isle of Man. Oh, let me type it in like this. Rhode Island.
That's the Mirror Island. Rhode Island was settled by the English.
So it's the Mirror Island to the other
Isle of Man. Yeah.
Oh shit. So-called Black Moors, a Black Moor. It was a black servant originally enslaved in North Africa who worked. These motherfuckers be lying like a mother. They be lying like a mother, bro. That's not it. Yeah, hey, I don't see that on this.
Look, I'll send you something for the next show. We'll clean it up over there. So I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But the Isle of Man was a stronghold for the Moors after the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh yeah, I gotta write this down, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So they settled the Isle of Man as an independent domain within the British Empire.
Yeah.
Right. And so now they operating from there, and they not using the 6-point star. They using 3 legs.
This is crazy.
Right.
Weird.
Now, what's the significance of the legs? Pull up the George Washington. You still got that George Washington challenge I showed you?
I got it on my phone, but I don't got it on the well, I don't even got it on the phone because I got a new phone. Yeah.
Okay, because the reason why I asked, because in there, one of the things was mentioned was the sandals.
Yeah, he
Moors,
did. Yeah, the one that we were talking about.
Look, the Moors that came from Europe didn't wear sandals. The Dutch didn't wear sandals. They wore wooden shoes, remember? And they wore the buckle in the front.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The English wore the boots with the buckle across the front. Right? They kind of was made on the same style as the shoe. So they didn't come over here wearing sandals, but we was wearing moccasins.
Yeah, right.
Right? And that's the sandals they talking about.
Go ahead.
Right? So if you pull up any picture from early colonial America, pull up colonial American footwear. So when you pull up the footwear, you know that they didn't even come over here wearing sandals. They didn't wear sandals or moccasins. They came over wearing boots, shoes. Them little ugly motherfuckers right there. Them, yeah.
Leprechauns, the leprechaun joints.
Right.
It was rocking the leprechaun joints. The wooden shoes.
All these is the different size shoes that came from Europe over here. The moccasins was what we wore. You know the difference in the footwear.
Yes, hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Jude, because that ties in with me looking at the phenotypes and all that. So I'm gonna look at the footwear. That's a good Jude.
Right. Also, remember the red shoes is what we call from dancing on the ruby red floor set. That's dancing in the blood. Remember Michael Jackson, Blood on the Dance Floor? That's what he's talking about. The blood on the dance floor is for sacrificing them to the music. This was what we wore. What you looking at now? This is them the sandals.
Yeah. I got a couple pair of these. I got about like 5 or 6 pair of these shoes. This one actually what I like wearing. My daddy used to wear. Everybody, my whole family used to rock these. So hey, I got like 5 or 6 pair of these.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to English shoes of the 1500s.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have nothing like this. So I gotta be making so many connections to who I'm talking about, to what I'm talking about, that y'all know exactly what I'm saying. See that pointy ass shoe right there?
Yeah. Oh shit! Look at that. They want which shoes?
Yeah, that's not a witch shoe.
Go ahead.
That's from over there in Europe. That's the precursor to the modern day Stacey Adams.
Yeah, the ones when the niggas got the yeah, I know what you're about. Go ahead.
Right? That was a customary footwear. You
Yeah.
remember the genie had the toes curled up on
Yeah.
their shoes?
Yeah.
That was from wearing
Food,
these
the
until the
food.
toes curled up.
The food for the king. He wear the type of shoe like this, you know?
The jester.
Yeah, the jesters.
Yeah, the clown shoes.
Yeah.
That's Boaz.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you scroll down, you'll see the different shoe types from the era.
Oh yeah, it's a fire ass Jew right here, brother. It's another
You see
connection.
those shoes?
Yeah.
This is what they was wearing when they came over here. Do them look like motherfucking sandals or moccasins to you?
And
Right?
oh yeah, it's a good one.
Them the shoes they was wearing. They not the same.
No, those were ugly joints. Our joints ain't that ugly. Like our joints weren't ugly like this.
Hey, back in the day, that's like what motherfucker looking at some gators now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, back in the day, it's like looking at some gators.
Yeah. Them niggas was sharp when they came over here with their baggy ass Arabian Nights gear on.
They thought they was clean as hell with the damn. They look like some monkey ass.
Okay, let's buckle back down and get to where they go when they got over here. So they controlling the politics from the Washington Masonic Lodge.
Let me get that pulled up for you.
Geography is everything. It's about the real estate. All of the sigils on Washington, D.C. is a great kanji.
I know it.
You see it?
Yeah. And why Benjamin Banneker said to help them niggas set that shit up there? Was he in with them niggas?
Who?
Benjamin Banneker.
His fez is in the memorial.
Huh?
His fez is in that Washington memorial.
Oh shit. So the ones that got the dirty moors that got their feds collected.
Well, look, we call them dirty Moors, but we're gonna be 100. They came over here to challenge us in the kinds of war because they wanted to take over Earth.
Yeah.
You can call them your enemy, you call them dirty Moors, you call them what you want. They some smart ass motherfuckers because they had all of us niggas over here stumped. Yeah. Until they let some little old nappy head motherfucker from Pontiac, Michigan get out the penitentiary and take the test.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's a galactic chess game. You got to know where the pieces is moving. So the Jewish Defense League, why the FBI don't arrest them for extortion of Tupac, Michael Jackson, motherfucking Biggie, R. Kelly, everybody that you know of that went to prison or got murdered in the last 50 years in Hollywood, their name is in their file and the FBI is aware of it. So why is the FBI not doing anything?
Are they the same people that started trying to frame Michael Jackson with those kids, little kids?
Yes, the same motherfuckers.
Damn.
They the same motherfuckers. Look, they called the Jewish Defense League in public. They 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemasons in private, and they also Moors in public.
More Jews.
More Zionist Jews.
Yeah, more Zionists. It's right there, man. Zion is Jews. It's right there, man. The learned elders of Zion. It's all right there. It ain't no, I mean, this shit is clear as day now.
Okay, now, remember when we went to Trotsky and he had Malcolm X on the cover?
Uh-huh.
Because it's through the study of Leon Trotsky that you end up finding a guy from Barbados by the name of C.L.R. James. I had sent you a picture before, but you can pull him up.
All right.
C.L.R. James was the entire philosopher for Stalin, Lenin, and he was good friends with Trotsky. Leon Trotsky got murdered by the same motherfuckers that murdered Noble Drew Ali. That's him. Look, he's one of the most prolific minds of the last 100 years. Most of us don't know who this guy is because we don't get a good Moorish education. All right, now, in his writings, he's given us the blueprint in order to go back to our ancestral ways, but it's concealed under the doctrine of communism. So Trotsky's book was after a conversation with him. They were talking about how we would come to prominence and how to organize the people in the Black nationalist movement to a tribalist agenda using communists as the cover story.
Uh-huh.
Right? But if you don't know who the chiefs is, you won't never figure it out.
Uh-huh.
So Malcolm X said, I'll work with anybody who's willing to change this rotten condition on this planet we face.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? Remember that?
Uh-huh.
And then he set up something called the OAAU, right? Organization for African American Unity.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't have to do that because we already had UNIA.
Okay.
Right? Now, when we roll out of the 60s, right, and we coming into the 70s, we rolling into what we call the gang era.
Uh-huh.
The gang era was on the heels of the counterintelligence programs, the extermination of the leadership.
Okay.
Right? So from here, we had to show you their modus operandi with Maurice Bishop. Pull him up.
Maurice got their ass.
Now, Maurice Bishop was the prime minister of Grenada, and he had brought drastic change to an island that was in a similar condition as Haiti.
Is this white dude?
No, there you go. That's him.
Oh,
They
yeah.
murdered him. CIA put a hit on him and killed him.
They had a meeting with Fidel Castro, same nigga that was meeting up with Malcolm X.
Yep. The CIA murdered him.
Why they killed him?
You got to study his story. He had fought America and beat them. They had sent some special ops from America down there, and he ran their ass up out of there, and he was setting Grenada up to be independent. He built an international airport in Grenada, started giving jobs, making the people of the island have a way to support themselves. He was very important. He was for the islands, he was a Malcolm X type figure or a Stephen Biko type figure.
Okay.
Right? And so they had to get rid of him because he wanted us from the land.
Uh-huh.
And the people support us over a person that's an imposter because they recognize the difference immediately because of some shit called sincerity.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? Now, this was around 83 when they murdered him. Who's in the White House in 83?
83 is Reagan.
Ronald motherfucking Wilson Reagan. When Reagan was in office, Reagan wasn't running the country after his assassination attempt. Bush was running everything after that.
Yeah.
That's why Reaganomics started off galvanizing the economy, right? And then it became voodoo economics when Bush tried to, he introduced a massive amount of narcotics into the community to suck the wealth back out fast as it go in. The side effect is it produced Big Meech. It produced motherfucking Freeway Ricky Ross.
That's right. Go ahead.
It produced Harry-O, right? And we learned how to come up from nothing using the poisons that they was pushing us down our throat.
Hey,
so once Big Meech get into the money, now he don't have to do shit. He can switch over and become legitimate. Because in the boys in the hood, it's always hard. Come talking that trash, we'll pull your card. Want nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote Eazy-E because I ain't said shit. And so this is what the whole struggle is, to keep all of the chiefs on the land, no matter where you find them, whether it's Maurice Bishop in Grenada, whether it's motherfucking Chief Malik Angel Bay in Chicago, whether it's Big Tookie or a Black Panther on the West Coast, it doesn't matter. Wherever one of us at that is starting to make the necessary connections to move these people off the land, they murder them. They murdered Maurice Bishop. They murdered Malcolm X. They murdered Noble Drew Ali. They murdered Medgar Evers. They just kept murdering us. They murdered Clan 13X. They murdered almost all the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar family. The only reason he didn't get murdered because he wasn't home, doing the same fucking dirt. The same people. So the ones that's behind it now, they had hits on various different people that had to be removed out of the picture. So Maurice Bishop is, for us, a chief cult figure. He's somebody that we can teach our sons that this is how a man move in politics.
I'm going to study this guy. Sure.
Yeah. You could pull up one of his speeches on YouTube. He wasn't for no games. They got some short ones too. But Maurice Bishop ties me back to a guy named Tony Martin. Remember Tony Martin?
Tony Martin. That name sound familiar. Tony Martin.
You remember the Jewish onslaught, right?
No.
Pull up Jewish onslaught. So back in the 97, Tony Martin was trying to use the secret relationship between Blacks and Jews to teach a class in his college classroom. And the Jewish Defense League came out against him. And it's the Jewish onslaught, ONSLAUGHT.
Spell that last part again.
ONSL. There you go.
Okay. Damn. Tony Martin.
Right there on the right, yeah. Tony Martin. Okay, now, right under that, you see the blue one in the middle? Under him, click that. This is the reverse side of the book. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but it tells you what the book is about. Yeah. So when he never felt any pressure like he did from the Jewish onslaught, and he was talking about how he didn't know nobody else that could have this kind of power that could affect his life this way. Right? Now, the Jews he talking about are the Zionist Jewish Moors that's running the show. Okay, so one of the speakers that he had come in one time was Maurice Bishop. Yeah. I think you muted, Elder.
Okay, yeah, we got it right here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the Jewish onslaught. That's the book he wrote telling about the struggle he was going through. The irony of it is the same. It feels the same as what Malcolm described when he said to Alex Haley, I don't think the Nation of Islam behind this because I train them guys and I know what they do. This is not them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, now the description that he gives, it feel the same energy is coming off of these people that he's talking about in this book.
Yeah.
All right, now, Maurice Bishop and Tony Martin end up trying to make some connections with some of the organizations here for support. Everybody was scared.
Damn. They get so these black Jews, like you said, they don't play no games. They got everybody spooked out. Like everybody, like, oh, I don't want to mess them guys. Them guys, they dirty. They don't play by the rules.
So them the same people that killed Clarence, that murdered Clarence 13X.
Man, come on now. You going in. Now go ahead.
Okay, so they caught him in Harlem and shot him in the middle of the night. Thought that, nobody didn't know who did it.
Yeah.
Right? But we know who did it.
These same niggas, man.
We know who did it down to the trigger man because it's in the files. It's just not made public. The same way as Malcolm X assassination was caught on live news feed. Most people don't know that. It was a whole press section in the Audubon ballroom recording for TV when Malcolm was taking the stage when they shot him, and they got the whole thing on camera, and the FBI seized all of the footage.
Yeah.
Why would they do that and blame two innocent men out of the three of having something to do with it? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They protect their own. One of them was a loyalist to Elijah. The other two wasn't. And if they was trying to get Malcolm was running a red herring. The red herring is when you run the distraction to draw the heat off your guy. That's why he made that statement in the autobiography that I'll lay my life down for this man, and he didn't say it in the past tense. He said it in the present tense at the time he was talking to Alex.
What man was he talking about?
Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Elijah Muhammad discovered what Noble Jew Ali carried as the secret. He came over from the Moorish Science Temple in the early days of the Nation of Islam, right? And if you ain't been around, you won't never know who Brother Moon is. But Farrakhan always kept him close until he crossed over. Because he was the one who carried the motherfucking keys that's called the silver key. From the Moorish Science Temple to the Nation of Islam. The gold key came through the Prince Hall Lodge, and it came in off of the UNIA adaptation to W.E.B. Du Bois and collaborating to set up sororities and fraternities to pass the gold key. Right? The gold key is the solar magic, conjure keys, the keys to the conjure. If you don't know where to look, you can't find them.
So let me ask you this. So is this so it's going back to, like I said, it's a war between good witches and bad witches, or good wizards and bad wizards.
For the most part. Now, where is the story at that tell us about the Conjure War? It's in the King Tut story.
Okay.
And remember, in the King Tut story, it was the priest of Amun, the unknown god, versus the priest of the I-10, the one who choose to be known. What's the dispute? So they challenged him to a conjure war. All of the different dynasties had a master of the conjure war. Still there? Can you hear me, Elder? Your microphone on mute.